That is the story of how I became a manager and tripled my income at 22 years old. I signed the contract to be a pharmacy manager 7 days after I became a registered pharmacist. Every time I think about that and I say it out loud, I'm like, they just ain't no way. How on earth am I in this position that I'm in right now? And the reason I made this video is to basically tell you that there is no such thing as underqualified. All you have to do is just have the courage to go after something. That is literally the secret. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim Renee. Today I'm just going to be detailing, as I said before, about how I became a pharmacist manager at 22 years old. Let's just take it all the way back. I graduated high school 2017 with a 91.45 ATAR, which then led me to get into automatic entry in pharmacy school. And I went from pharmacy school from the years 2017 to 2021. During pharmacy school, I always wanted to be a hospital pharmacist. So this desire for hospital pharmacy came in second year, where I did a volunteered placement through SHPA at the Royal Melbourne Hospital. And I was like, hospital is where I want to be. Just working in a multidisciplinary team, I don't know what it is about hospitals that I just absolutely love. Like, I just loved the fact that as a pharmacist in a hospital, you can contribute towards patient care through the clinical knowledge that you've acquired. Like, hospital is a lot more clinical. So I tailored my resume and everything to be a hospital pharmacist. I did more SHPA placements at various hospitals. When I traveled back to Zimbabwe, I did a placement in a hospital. I even got a job as a pharmacy technician in a hospital. So everything was very intentional to be a hospital pharmacist. Then in 2021, I graduated with a first class honors. Here are my results. And I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to get my internship in my dream hospital. So the hospital that I wanted is the hospital that I got. And I did it, right? Like, essentially, you're just like, wow, I am here living the dream. I've done it. Like, Kim, you have achieved exactly what you wanted to achieve. So I started my hospital internship in 2022. Which was last year at the age of 21. And before I started, I had the mentality of, I want to be a hospital pharmacist. I want to climb up the ladder. I want to be grade 3, specializing in psychiatry. So I literally had everything planned out. Now, partway through my internship, disaster struck. That burning desire and that burning passion that I had to be a hospital pharmacist was just kind of slowly dying in front of my eyes. I was asking myself, wait, why am I doing this? Wait, is this all I do? And I know that maybe my brain was playing tricks on me and maybe things were getting difficult. It was my first time and my first year actually working fully a 9 to 5 or 8:30 till 5. And I was like, maybe my brain is just finding this difficult and it's starting to make excuses for something. See, I persevered because I had my exams at the end of the year and I needed to take those exams to become a registered pharmacist. Anyway, a lot of things stopped starting to make sense to me, right? And I just couldn't shake away the feeling. I no longer had that burning desire to climb up the hospital ladder to become a grade 3, because somehow in my head, I started thinking, what is the point of me? This is me personally. I've met many grade 3 pharmacists at the top of their career, and it's so rewarding for them. I see the benefits, I see the rewards of climbing up and just the difference you can make, but not for me. Because for me, the logic started being, wait, why don't I just become a doctor? If I'm going to take the time and take all these years and put in all these effort to climb up to be a grade 3 pharmacist or climb up higher, why do I not just put in the same amount of work to be a doctor, to actually diagnose people and to actually be more hands-on with the patient and get paid more money? And that's when I had an existential crisis. I don't do existentialism. Like, Kim knows what she wants to do. Okay, if there is one thing about me that you must know, is that I always have a plan. I always have a plan of where I'm going to next. I know exactly what I'm going to do in 5 years and I will get there. And I will tell you what I'm going to do to get there. Do you get what I mean? That was always me. So now where I'm just like, damn, like, I did not anticipate for this. I did not plan to not like this. Anyways, I just persevered and ignored that. And I was like, you know what, Kim, you will deal with this when you get to the end of your internship, when you pass your exams, and then you can deal with all of that. So, yep, come end of the year, studied, did well, and I passed my board exams. The oral and the written exam wasn't easy, literally the hardest exams of my entire existence. Never want to do them again. After I passed, I was like, you know what? Let me just see where this hospital thing takes me. Because the key thing is I've not actually given it a real shot. I spoke to other pharmacists in the department. They're like, Kim, you have not actually experienced pharmacy yet. You're still new. You don't know what this career can offer you. I was like, you know what? Facts. So then I was like, you know what? Let me stick to my original plan. My plan was to sign on and get a job at the workplace that I was at, and then eventually start training into mental health and become a mental health pharmacist. From December 2022, I interviewed and I got the job at my workplace to be a grade 1 pharmacist. Yippee, right? 2020 Kim would be amazed. She would be just so proud of me because I literally did everything that I said I was gonna do. I was just not satisfied, guys. Like, I cannot lie. Anyways, this is where I say it is by God and fate or whatever. So then I must have had this really one bad day at work. I came home and I was like, Mom, ain't no way. I just said, hey, be so for real. And then Mom was like, no, like it's fine. This is what happens. Bad days do happen at work. Like, this is adulting. But this just felt different. Like in my spirit, I was just not satisfied. And then that night I went on Indeed. But listen, the key thing is that I did not have any intention of leaving my job. So because I was like, where do I go to next? I want to be in a hospital. The next hospital's pretty far away. I still want to live at home, save money, get property, all of those things. So essentially, where is it that I can go? And I never actually had ever considered community pharmacy. So then what happens is that I go on Indeed now, and then I see a job for a pharmacist manager, and the money is moneying, right? And then I look at it and then I'm just like, nah, like there ain't no way. Then I saw pharmacy that it was going to be at. So this was a community pharmacy. And this is a pharmacy that I had done placement at in 3rd year and in my intern year during my community rotation, right? I was just like, but nah, like I'm still new. Pharmacist manager job, you do not get that job until you are like, well, this is what I thought. Anyways, like you do not get that job until you have experience, like you know what's going on in pharmacy. So then I told my parents, right? And I was like, oh, there's this job. It's paying a lot of money. It's at this pharmacy and I know the owner. And I've always said to myself, and it's weird because I think I accidentally manifested this. If I'm to go and work in community, I am going to work under that owner because I just like the way the stores were run. The teams were just absolutely fantastic. This is a bit of me. This is where I would want to work if I'm going to community. Still at this point, and I had no intentions. I go to visit the owner and I'm just like, look, for this position, I'm potentially interested, but you know me, like I have no clue about anything. The owner was just like, you know what, like I've seen the way you work, like you have potential, I believe in you. So honest about the pros and cons of the job, told me his journey about how he literally became a pharmacist in charge or pharmacy manager as soon as he got out of his internship year. And yeah, it was just like, you know what, you go think about it and then you come back to me. And guys, like this is where my life was just kind of like, wait a minute, like this is actually possible. The first ever time in my life, I was scared. I did not know what decision to make because I was faced with the situation. On one end, I have my dream job and everything that I wanted since I was 20 years old or 19 years old, and this is where I thought I was going to be. Then on the other hand, I have this new opportunity. It's an opportunity to jump into the unknown. I don't know where it's going to take me. I never ever thought I was going to be a community pharmacist, let alone a manager. I went to my parents and I was like, guys, like, what do I do? Actually help me. I was actually resistant in taking the job. I then took that leap of faith. I am so happy that I took that advice. Honestly, it's just God and other people just willing to see the talent in you and other people betting on you. Then I started gearing up towards getting the job. So, everything that you have to do, like interviewing process, all of that type of stuff. Almost 2 to 3 months into the job, and it has its challenges, but I'm absolutely loving it. I would not trade the decisions that I made for the world. I am surrounded and working with like the best people. I'm learning so much. I have grown so much in the last 2 months. And the thing is, what I just want to say, guys, is like, you are never underqualified for things. Like, this is a story of just how like betting on yourself and also having other people bet on you can bring you success. I know a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, yeah, well, but Kim, like, you got a 91.45 ATAR, you graduated almost top of your class in university, but it has nothing to do with grades. It was honestly just due to courage and just another person trusting me with their business and taking that chance on me because I had made a good first impression when I worked there the first time. No matter where you go, always make a good impression and never be scared. You are not underqualified to go for that job that you want to go for. The worst thing that can actually happen to you is they just tell you no, and then you just keep it pushing. That is the story of how I became a manager and tripled my income at 22 years old. Like, I'm not trying to show off or anything like that. This is a story to tell you that you can do it too. Guys, I promise you, if I can do it, anybody can literally do it. Right now, I am actually content with where I am. I am earning six figures at 22. Oh, I'm now 23, actually. I started earning six figures at 22 years old. Like, that is just mind-blowing. And I am so grateful for my family, my parents that encouraged me to go for the opportunity. I'm so grateful for my friends that didn't let me not take the opportunity. I am so grateful to the team and everybody that took that bet on me. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. That was literally my story on how I became a pharmacy manager at 22 years old. I hope the story made sense. I hope it encouraged somebody to just climb to the top of their career even if they feel underqualified. The story and the main message of this video is that you are never underqualified.